tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we will study the Compendium of Mixed Categories, new session, second session in the 6th chapter. Page number 271. 271. So sorry for being too late. Compendium of Mixed Categories is called Mesaka. Mesaka Sangaha. It is so called because it takes the mixed classification of the teachings. So it is stated wholesome and wholesome and morally indeterminate. Kusala, akusala, abhyagata. For that reason they are mixed. So it is called Mesaka Sangaha. So in this Sangaha, so we will find rules or hetu. Hetu. Number 2, Jhāna Factors, jhānaṅga. Path Factors, maggaṅga. Faculties, indriya. Powers, bala. And predominates, adipati. And nutriments, ahara. So 6 categories will be mentioned in this session. So the first one is roots or hetu. Actually, we have learned this one in the first chapter and third chapter. So I think we don't need to elaborate so much. Hetu means the root or the cause. So it is the same with the mula. So we have 6 root: greed, hatred, delusion. So they are the root of all unwholesome deeds. We call it akusala mula. Akusala mula. The next one, nun greed, alobha, nun hatred, adosa, nun delusion, amoha. They are the root of all wholesome deeds. Kusala mula. And they are also indeterminate. Here, indeterminate means resultant and functional chatas according to Abhidhamma. So abhyagata means that cannot be stated as a kusala, that cannot be called as a kusala and akusala. So according to Abhidhamma, we have vipaka, resultant, and functional kriya cheta. So they are indeterminate. So we cannot determine as a wholesome or unwholesome. Suppose when rutala cheta arises in our mind, we cannot say kusala or akusala. So they are called indeterminate. And also in the minds of Arahants and the Buddha, if a state of mind arises, we cannot call as a kusala and akusala. So they are called indeterminate. So nun greed is alobha, nun hatred, adosa, nun delusion is a panya, faculty of wisdom. So mandate 52 chitasika. And second one is the Jhāna Factors, jhānaṅga, Jhāna Factors. So we have 7 Jhāna Factors in this session, in this list. Normally, we learn only 5 jhana factors. So here, we have 7 jhana factors. So the word jhana here is not just used only in the usual sense of jhana meditation. Actually, what we understand, the word jhana is a jhana meditation. But here, it is used in the broader sense of close contemplation of an object. Close contemplation of an object. It is mentioned in the book. Close contemplation of the object. So we can study the meaning of jhana in Mangala Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 108. I think it's very beautiful chapter to talk about to learn about different jhana, wholesome jhana and unwholesome jhana. Normally we understand meditation jhana meditation, but in Mangala Sutta mention unwholesome jhana as well. For that reason, we are learning mixed categories. So that means wholesome and unwholesome jhana together is mixed. The commentary usually define the word jhana in 2 ways. Number 1, closely contemplating an object. So actually, thing that is meant here. Another one is burning up or cremating opposite unwholesome mental factors, especially 5 hindrances. That is called jhana. So when we are meditating, we are cremating unwholesome mental states, such as sloth and torpor, such as ewe, or such as sensual desire, etc. So we are cremating or we are burning up those opposite mental factors. For that reason, it is called jhana. So second jhana means jhana meditation only. But number 1, it is a broader sense. It also means jhana meditation, and it also means unwholesome jhana as well. In Mangala Sutta, actually the Buddha just passes away. After Buddha passes away, so one of the carpenter by the name of Mangala, and he approached to the Venerable Ananda, and he said that I have listened what the Buddha taught. The Buddha is a meditator, and he prays meditation. He prays jhana. And the Buddha said, Venerable Ananda said that, no, the Buddha do not praise all type of jhana. And Venerable Ananda said that some jhana are not good. The Buddha does not praise. Actually, in that sutta, Venerable Ananda mentioned 5 hindrances. So sometimes, if we are contemplating sensual desires, that is, we are contemplating very closely. Sometimes it will be vyapara. So if we angry toward a person or toward something, we closely contemplate to that person. That is jhana, unwholesome jhana. And also sloth and torpor. Also, if we are contemplating very closely sleepiness and sloth and torpor, that is also called jhana. Then restlessness and worry. So if we are restless, so if we have a worry, so that means that is jhana. We closely contemplate to that. And if we doubt something, we closely contemplate. then we cannot, our wisdom cannot solve those problems. So that is a doubt. So when we have a doubt, that is also called jhana. We closely contemplate an object. Even though you contemplate an object, you cannot decide which is wrong and which is right. You have a doubt. So that is also jhana. So according to Cakkapala Mangala Sutta, not just jhana meditation. It also, if you are contemplating on something bad, something unwholesome deed. Suppose if you are thinking about stealing something, so you contemplate very closely to the subject, to the object. So that is called jhana, according to that sutta. So for that reason, jhana means both wholesome and unwholesome. So if you are contemplating unwholesome thinking, unwholesome things very closely, so that is called jhana. And if you are contemplating on an object full of mindfulness, that is called jhana meditation. That's also called jhana. But according to two definitions provided by commentaries, so here the first one cover everything, but second one only jhana meditation, only jhana meditation. So here we have a 7 jhana factors. The first one, thought or vitakka. Vitakka directs and brings the mind toward the object. So it is called initial application of the mind. So if we bring our mind to the subject, to the object, which is a desirable object, and also sometimes unpleasant object in our mind, then that can be unwholesome. So if we just, when we are meditating, we bring our mind to the meditation object, just meditation object, that will be wholesome jhana. So here, for that reason, according to Abhidhamma, thought or vitakka can be wholesome and unwholesome. For that reason, vitakka is mentioned in this chapter, Mesaka Sangha. How many chaita can associate with vitakka? How many chaita vitakka can associate with? Can still remember? 55, huh? 55. In the 55, it can be both wholesome and unwholesome. And examination, vichara, is a sustained application of the mind on the object. It keeps the mind, the continuous exercise on the object and examine it. Actually, we have learned in the second chapter and also in the first chapter. So we take our brain, our mind to the object, and vichara, trying to stick to that object, trying to examine, trying to stay nearer to that object. So examination also can be wholesome and unwholesome. But of course, when we are meditating, examination vichara can be wholesome. But sometimes, if we are examining something unwholesome, mental state, that is unwholesome, right? For that reason, it is called mixed category. It is mentioned in the mixed category. And third one is a rapture or zest. You know, the thought is a vitakka in vitakka cetasika, and examination vichara is a vichara cetasika. So examination can associate with the 66 chaitas. So among the 66, some are good, some are not good. Then rapture or zest, piti. It is a joy or a delight in the object. Sometimes when you are thinking something, you are delighted to that. Sometimes if you are doing something, you delighted to do that. That is called rapture. Sometimes you are reading a book, you like it, that's piti. You meditate, it is good. It is a pleasurable interest or joy in that meditation. That is called piti. So actually, rapture is a piti cetasika. It can be good and bad. How many ceta can associate with? 50? 51 or 55? 51. Next one is joy, somanasa. A pleasant mental feeling in the object. So when we have a pleasant mental feeling in the object, that is called somanasa. How many somanasa? How many somanasa in the Chaita? 62 somanasa. A pleasant mental feeling in the object. Another one is among the somanasa, pleasant mental feeling, it can be good and bad. Sometimes you like something, unwholesome things, that is the unwholesome. Sometimes you like to do wholesome things, that is wholesome. It is mixed. And also one-pointedness, ekaggata. In other words, it is called concentrations. So one-pointedness can associate with all type of chetas, both wholesome and unwholesome. Here, ekaggata means a one-pointed state. If your mind is just one object, concentrate on one object. And number 6, displeasure, dominance. Number 7, equanimity. We have a two type of dominance, right? Two type of dominance. And number 7, equanimity. Equanimity. That is a Tatra Machatata. Tatra Machatata Cetasika. Among the 7, displeasure is exclusively unwholesome. Occurs only in the 2 chetas connected with the aversion, dominance. So the other 6 can be both wholesome and unwholesome. I think the first five are jhāna factors. But here, it's not just jhāna factor. It can be other when we are bringing our mind to the object. So any object. So that is called vitaka. It is not just jhāna factor. It's normal vitaka. Normal vitaka. So for that reason, in this session, we have 7 jhāna factors. So here, jhāna here means close contemplating on an object. If we are concentrating an object, that is called jhāna. Upanijjhāyana. But in the case of jhāna concentrations, cremating or burning off opposite unwholesome mental factors. That is called jhāna. Question? I did no question. Right? The next one, path factors, maggaṅga. Path factor, maggaṅga. So here, the word path is used in the broader sense. The same thing, broader sense. It is not the Noble Eightfold Path. Normally, when we hear the word magga, we understand the Noble Eightfold Path. Here, it doesn't mean just the Noble Eightfold Path. It is just the path which lead to a particular destination. That is, toward the blissful state of existence, the woeful existence, and Nibbana. It is just the path which lead to a particular destination. Human realm, if you do Hosanti, you will go to human realm and 6 heavenly realms. If you do Ahosanti, you will go to 4 woeful states. If you attain jhanas, then you will go to Brahma realm. But if you practice the Noble Eightfold Path, you will go to Nibbana. So, for that reason, these are called path or magga. They are the path. So, the first 8 lead to the blissful states and Nibbana, and the last 4 lead to the woeful states. Here we have a 12 path factors. We have a 12, not 8, just 8. So among the 12, so the first 8 lead to the blissful states and Nibbana, the last 4 lead to the woeful states. So the first 8 factors are nothing but the Noble Eightfold Path. Nothing but the Noble Eightfold Path. Then I think here I will explain the Noble Eightfold Path a little bit detail, so that for those who didn't attend Sutta study class, I think you will know better. Right view, Sammadati. So that is wisdom Cetasika, Panya Cetasika. Number 2, right thought or right intention, that is Vitakka Cetasika. Number 3, right speech, that is a right speech Cetasika, Sammavaca Cetasika. And right action, Sammakkammanta Cetasika. Right livelihood, Samma Ajiva Cetasika. And right effect, Samma Vayama, so that is a Viriya Cetasika. Right mindfulness, Sati Cetasika. Right concentration, Samma Samadhi Cetasika. Samma Samadhi Cetasika. The number 9, wrong view, Sammadati. If you have a wrong view, you will go to woeful states. So wrong view is the path to go to woeful states. Wrong intention, based on wrong view, you will have a wrong intention or wrong thought. So miccha sankappa. So wrong view is deity. Wrong intention is a vitakka. Wrong vitakka. Then wrong effect, miccha vayama, viriya. And wrong concentrations, miccha samadhi. Wrong concentrations, miccha samadhi. So you will notice that there is no wrong mindfulness. So according to Abhidhamma, so there is no factor of wrong mindfulness. There is no wrong mindfulness according to Abhidhamma, because mindfulness is an exclusively beautiful mental factors, which is absent in the unwholesome states. So mindfulness or sati can associate only beautiful chetas, not unwholesome cheta. For that reason, according to Abhidhamma, there is no wrong mindfulness. But according to suttas, so there is wrong mindfulness. So that is the difference between suttas and Abhidhamma. Then I happened to meet with the very the Stepan guy who discussed with me there is no wrong mindfulness. Actually, he trying to stick to the Abhidhamma. There is no wrong mindfulness. It is clearly stated in the Abhidhamma. But I told him there are in the suttas. It is mentioned there is wrong mindfulness. So actually, we have two suttas. Avijja Sutta from Samyutta Nikaya, Satipatthana Samyutta. The first sutta of Satipatthana Samyutta. And next one is Anguttara Nikaya, Popangama Sutta, Forana. So in actually two sutta mention the same thing. So actually, according to two suttas, the Buddha mentioned that ignorance, avijja, is forerunner of everything. Avijja or moha is forerunner of everything. So because of ignorance or because of delusion, we do wholesome and unwholesome. If we have wisdom, but here wisdom means knowing good and bad. If we have a wisdom, we will not do unwholesome things. So here, in that sutta, the Buddha said that ignorance or not knowing is the forerunner of everything. So because of ignorance, we have a wrong view. Based on wrong view, and we have a wrong intention or wrong thought. Because of wrong intention, and we have a wrong action, wrong speech, wrong livelihood, etc. So in that sutta, the Buddha mentioned because of wrong effect, and we have a wrong mindfulness. Because of wrong mindfulness, and we have a wrong concentrations. Because of wrong concentrations, we have a wrong knowledge. Because of wrong knowledge, we have a wrong liberation. So it is a dependent origination, like this. So everything started from ignorance. So I told him there are many suttas, a few suttas that mention, the Buddha mentioned that there is wrong mindfulness. But of course, according to Abhidhamma clearly mentioned that sati associate with only beautiful chetas, according to Abhidhamma. For that reason, I think we should, if we stick to Abhidhamma, I think it is it will lead to rigid. We become rigid. Sometimes we have to adjust our understanding with the suttas. But of course, if we understand Abhidhamma and we understand the sutta very clearly, but we need to we need to compare with the suttas. Okay, so this is according to Abhidhamma, there's no wrong mindfulness. For that reason, in this session, only 12 path factors. Among the 12, there's no wrong mindfulness. So that is what Abhidhamma says. Question? Okay.
I think we're right thought is one of the path factors. Then why not right thought or wrong thoughts is not the path factor?
Oh, let me see. Wrong intention, right? Actually here, I use two variations. Thought and intention are the same. Samma sankappa. Sorry. Actually, Bhikkhu Bodhi. Sometimes Bhikkhu Bodhi in this book, Bhikkhu Bodhi use right thought. Oh, sorry, right intention. But many people use the right thought. So thought and intention are the same. Okay. So here, in the next session, under requisites of enlightenment, so we have to learn the Noble Eightfold Path. So I think if we learn the Noble Eightfold Path here, I think we don't need to learn in next sessions. So I will discuss the Noble Eightfold Path in brief. But in details, I will discuss in the Sutta class this year, in details, using the Sutta that I mentioned earlier. Right view, samadhi. Right view has two different levels, mundane level and supramundane level. Two different levels. In mundane level, understanding the law of karma is called right view. Understanding the law of karma. If you do wholesome deed, and you have a wholesome result. If you do unwholesome deed, you will have unwholesome result. You understand and you accept action and its result. If you do good things, you have a good result. If you do bad things, it will bring good result. So understanding of the law of karma, it is called right view. But here I think you have to. There is a thin line between understanding and view. But here we shouldn't use the word understanding. Understanding is wisdom. But here, based on understanding, and we have a right view. So a very thin line. Wisdom, because of wisdom, and we have a right view. But according to Chula Vedana Sutta, Sutta number 43, Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 43, the right view is under wisdom. So anyway, according to Abhidhamma, we have a thin line in between understanding and view. So if you have a right understanding, that is called wisdom, then you have a right view. The right view is, of course, this is also wisdom, another type of wisdom, based on understanding. So the view of the law of karma is called right view. In supramundane level, understanding the Four Noble Truths is called right view. If you understand the Noble Eightfold Path, it's called right view. So actually in the suttas, the clear definitions mention the suttas. So two different levels. So here, right thought, samma sankappa, right thought or right intention, the same. So we have three types of right thought or right intention. Number one, renunciation. In other words, we can call it letting go. The renunciation is the thought or the intention to get out of sensual pleasures, sensual desires, nikkama. So you don't have any attachment to the sensual desire, sensual pleasures. Renunciation. For that reason, when the Buddha took to the wood, it is called great renunciation, Abhidhamma in the commentaries. Great renunciation, because Prince Siddhartha renounced the family, the palace, all the belongings behind. Renunciation. If you are doing dharana, you renounce what you belong to. That's also renunciation. So, as a Buddhist monks, we have to left behind everything. Family, what we belong to, everything. Number 2, nun ewe. Nun ewe, this is the opposite of ewe. Is the thought to eradicate ewe or dosa. In other words, it is called loving kindness. Loving kindness. That is right thought. Actually, last night I saw a message. A lady left her belonging in the bus, and she was thinking about it, and she felt very angry. So actually, this is very useful for her. I think that is some kind of pillow or something. She felt very angry, but later she thought that she let go. Oh, that is I have lost my things. Then after letting go, after letting go what she belonged to, actually she cannot. If she is lucky, she will get back. If not, she will lose it. So there's only 2 possibilities here. So if you left behind something on the bus or on the train, so what we can do is we try our best to find out, to get back. Another one is letting go. Actually, trying to get back is not attachment, That is, we have to do it. We have to do it. But if we cannot get back our belongings, we have to let go. We have to let go. Here, renunciation, letting go. And if we cannot let go, then there will be ewe. So there will be no non-ewe. Non-ewe. That's called loving kindness. Actually, loving kindness and metta is the same with the non-ewe. If you don't have aversion or ewe, that is called non-ewe, abhyagata. So that is the right thought. Then non-harming, avihimsa, is the thought to remove cruelty of the mind. Cruelty of the mind. So actually this one is much more serious. So you want to harm a person, or you want to harm yourself. That is harming, himsa. Opposite of compassion. But if you have a compassion, you will remove cruelty in your mind. So that is a right thought or right intention. Actually very beautiful, very beautiful. So that is definition of right thought in the Noble Eightfold Path. So that is compassion, loving kindness. So actually if we conclude, renunciation is alobha. Non-ewe and non-harming is adosa. And right view is amoha. Right view is amoha. So if we have amoha, alobha, adosa, then that will be a full path, a good path, right path. That will be right path. Next one is a right speech, samavacha. Right speech is defined as abstinence from 4 kinds of wrong speech. Abstaining from telling lies, musavara. Abstaining from slandering. Abstaining from hard speech. Abstaining from frivolous talk. So that is called right speech. Very beautiful. Actually, the way the Buddha defined is very beautiful. and also it is objective, not subjective. Whoever, if you are as a layman, or as a man, as a monk, or nuns, whoever refrain from, abstain from those wrong speeches, it is called right speech. Right speech. Actually, we have learned in the second chapter. A right action is defined as abstinence from three kinds of bodily action, unwholesome actions. Abstaining from killing, abstaining from stealing, and abstaining from sexual misconduct. So that is called right action. The right livelihood, it is doing a righteous living. It is abstinent from three bodily and four verbal unwholesome actions that are connected with your job, with your livelihood. So that is called right livelihood. In your profession, if in your job, if you refrain from telling lie, that's right livelihood. If you tell lie, wrong livelihood. Right? Actually, this one we have learned already. Next one, right effect. We haven't learned this one yet. Right effect, samuccaya. It is four types of effect, which is identified with the four right effects. So that will be mentioned in later part. So under the requisites of enlightenment. So now we will learn right now. So then we in the requisites of enlightenment, we don't need to learn again. So we have four right effects are mentioned as a right effect. Don't forget that we are learning teachings of the Buddha. We are learning religious teachings. But here, right effect means what the Buddha the Buddha beautifully mentioned four types of right effect. Number one, the non-arising of and arising evil unwholesome states. That is called striving by restraint. If there is unwholesome states in our mind, so we have to drive them away. Drive them away. So how to drive them away? Striving by restraint. Samuccaya. But here, striving by restraint means undertaking the restraints of 6 sense faculties. So if arising even unwholesome actions. If there is no unwholesome states in your mind, then we have to control not to arise those unwholesome mental states by controlling your 6 senses. With your eye, by controlling your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. If you see something, unwholesome mental state will arise, then you have to control your eye. If you hear something, unwholesome mental state will arise in your mind, then you have to control. So that is striving by restraint or striving by control. By controlling your 6 senses, then so actually just controlling your senses is effort. You need to make a lot of effort to control your 6 senses. Otherwise, unwholesome mental state will arise. That is number one. Number two, the abandoning of arising evil unwholesome states. So if there is evil unwholesome states in your mind, you have to abandon them. So evil unwholesome state already there in your mind, then you have to drive them away by striving by abandonment. by abandonment. So what you have to abandon? There are the three things: sensual thought, so desire to sensual desires, and ill will and thoughtful habit. Actually, this is the opposite of right intention. Opposite of right intention. So if you have a wrong intention in your mind, you have to abandon them. That is the second effect. Next one is for the arising of and arising wholesome states. For the arising of and arising wholesome state. If there is no wholesome state in your mind, you have to try to cultivate them by striving, by development. If there is no wholesome state in your mind, trying to develop and trying to cultivate them. So to do so, you need a lot of effort. If you cultivate wholesome mental state in your mind, that is right effort. How to develop wholesome state? So the Buddha already mentioned, by developing 7 factors of enlightenment. By developing 7 factors of enlightenment. Actually, we will learn 7 factors of enlightenment. Every Saturday, we are chanting Bojjhanga. Actually, in the Bojjhanga Sutta, 7 factors of enlightenment are mentioned. The first one is sati, mindfulness. Second one, right effect, energy. And then third one is investigation. You have to investigate the nature of mind and body. Then rapture will arise in your mind. If you have mindfulness, then you need to take a little bit of effort. Then if you have a mindfulness and effort, you will have, you can investigate the nature of mind and body. Then that is meditation. So if you can investigate the phenomena, mental and physical phenomena, then you will have a rapture in your mind and zest in your mind. So because of that, you will have a deeper level of concentration. So if you have a deeper level of concentration, you will have based on rapture, you have a tranquility, passaddhi. Based on tranquility, you have a concentration. Based on concentration, you will have a equanimity, equanimate mind. So these are 7 factors of enlightenment. So striving by development, that is called thought right effect. And the last one is the maintenance of arising wholesome states. If there is wholesome state in your mind, then try to maintain them by striving by protection. So that is maintaining a favorable objects of concentrations. If you're practicing mindfulness, breathing meditations, then if you have satinimeta, then try to maintain it. That is called the maintenance of arising wholesome states. So actually, this is according to under the requisites of enlightenment. In the day-to-day life, if there is no unwholesome state in your mind, trying to non-arising and arising evil unwholesome state. If there is no evil unwholesome state in your mind, trying to control, not to arise them. Number 2, if you have evil unwholesome mental state in your mind, trying to abandon them. That is a right effect. And third one, if there is no wholesome states in your mind, trying to develop them or cultivate them. If there is wholesome mental states in your mind, trying to maintain them and protect them. So actually, the Buddha beautifully define the definition of right effect. So That is a right effect. But if we are talking about the Noble Eightfold Path, it is a higher level of meditation. For that reason, so here I use some soda. Oh, sorry. I use some soda to the. Can you see my casa? Cannot. Oh. So this is a 4 type of right effect. Right effect. And next one is right mindfulness, samma samadhi, samma sati. So actually, it is maintenance established on the 4 foundations mentioned in Mahasatipatthana Sutras. Contemplation of the body, feeling, consciousness, and Dhamma, mind and Dhamma. Not just consciousness, the mind. That is sati. So here we have 2 types of sati that we have discussed in the 2nd chapter. To recollect wholesome state, that is recollection sati. Another one is mindfulness sati. Sometimes if we recollect wholesome things, suppose you remember something that you have done good things in your life, so that is called recollection sati. So if you are mindful what is happening right now, that is called mindfulness sati. 2 types of sati according to here. But next one is right concentration, samma samadhi. It is the one-pointedness of the mind which focus all attention on the object. So when you are studying, you focus all your attention to my teachings. When you are reading, you focus all your attention to the book. So when you are cooking, you focus what you are doing. So that is called right concentrations. Right concentrations. In the Noble Eightfold Path, it is 4 jhāna. In the Noble Eightfold Path, it is 4 jhāna. So altogether, these are the Noble Eightfold Path. Actually, when we arrive at the Noble Eightfold Path, we are not studying again. We are not studying this one again. Question? No question. Huh? We have a wrong path factor. Number 1, wrong view, that is Daithi Cetasika. Daithi Cetasika. Wrong intention or wrong thought, that is Vitakka. Vitakka Cetasika. Right effect is a Viriya Cetasika. Is a wrong Viriya. And right concentrations, that is Ekaggata Cetasika. One-pointedness. 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 So altogether we have a 12 path factors. So here magga means the path or the way to a particular destination. So including Nibbana. So if you practice wrong path, if you are following wrong path, you will go to a wrong destination. If you follow the right path, then you will go to right destination, including Nibbana. That is called magga. So we are maggaṅga, the factors of the path. So we have a next one is faculties or indriya. Faculty or indriyas. So there are 22 faculties in this list. So we have 22 faculties in this list. So here faculty indriya means control in their respective domains over their associated states. So that is a faculty means the power to control. So they exercise control in their respective domains. So when you are seeing something, eye sensitivity. So eye sensitivity is the main thing. If you do not have eye sensitivity, you cannot see. So in the seeing, eye sensitivity is faculty or indriya. For that reason, exercise control in their respective domains. So when you see something, then eye sensitivity is the most important one. Because of eye sensitivity, you have eye consciousness. Because of eye consciousness, you have a receiving consciousness, investigating and determining, etc. Determining. So in that sense, eye sensitivity is faculty because it controls, it has power to control in their respective domains. So when you hear something, eye sensitivity is the main. Without this, you cannot hear. For that reason, so hearing, the eye sensitivity is faculty, something that control all their respective states. So method 22, the first 5 faculties are identified with the 5 physical sensitivities. Actually, we have learned in the previous chapter. Eye faculty, indriya. So that is nothing but eye sensitivity. As I earlier said that. So if you see something, there are a group of citta and cettasika arises. So the eye sensitivity control those citta and cettasika. So when you hear something, the ear faculty has the controlling power. Because of ear sensitivity, other mental factor arises. Indriya, indriya. Number 3, the nose faculties, indriya. Number 4, the tongue faculty, indriya. The body faculties, indriya. So for that reason, they are called faculty or indriya because they have the power to control in their respective domains. So regarding with the touching, body faculty is the main factor, main faculties. So if you lost your body sensitivity, you cannot experience the touch. Regarding with the tasting the food, the tongue faculty is a special power to control. So because of tongue faculty, they are like and dislike. Sometimes some people lost tongue sensitivity because of medical treatment. Then they lost this one. And they do not know. They do not know good and bad. So these 5 are 5 sensitivity that we have learned in the rupa. Following 2 sexual faculties are the 2 material phenomena of sex that we already learned in the 6th chapter. Number 6, the femininity of faculty. The femininity faculty, indriya. If you are a woman, you have the femininity faculty. Because of that, the way you think, the way you go, the way you move, everything governed by this faculty. So, as a man, we have the masculinity faculties. Because of that, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we do, different from women. Because we have a masculinity faculties, right? Faculties. Buddhist indriya. Then we have the life faculty, jivit indriya. So we have two life faculties. So the mental life faculties, so that is a man 52 cetasika, and the physical life faculties, so that is that we have learned in the matter, among the 28 matters. So we have two type of life faculties. So they have a special power to control. So to sustain or to maintain the life of a being. The mind faculties, manindriya. So that is 89 chetas. So they also have a special power, they control in their domain. Following 5 are 5 feelings discussed in the first chapter. So actually we have 5 type of feeling. So that is that we have learned in the cheta, The pleasure faculty, sukhendriya. The pleasure faculty means sukha vedana. So that is connected with your body. So when you have a pleasant feeling, there is the pleasure faculties. It exercise the power to control. With pain faculties, dokhendriya. So that is a painful feeling that we have learned among the 80 rootless chetas. Then we have the joy feeling, somnus indriya. We have 62 somnus feeling. The displeasure faculties. So we have 2 type of displeasures. Then the equanimity faculties. So we have 55 equanimity. So these are 5 feelings that we have learned in the first chapters, and they exercise in their respective domains. Following 5 are spiritual 5 faculties. So that we can find in many suttas, spiritual 5 faculties. Mahanama Sutta. Not Mahanama. In other suttas. So actually, in many suttas, the Buddha mentioned 5 spiritual 5 faculties. The face faculty, satindriya. So here, the face faculty means satta cetasika. The energy faculties, viriya. The mindfulness faculty is sati. The concentration faculties, ekaggata cetasika. Then the wisdom faculty, Panyendriya cetasika. Actually, among the 52 cetasikas, the wisdom is mentioned as Panyendriya, the faculty of wisdom. So wisdom control. Actually, the wisdom associated with 47 chetas. So, the wisdom, panya, control, when those 47 cheta arises. Suppose when we are doing wholesome actions, when we are doing good deed, then if we do accompanied by wisdom, so that is called the wisdom faculty. If we do wholesome things without wisdom or understanding, so that we cannot call it the wisdom faculties. So according to Abhidhamma, wisdom faculty means the indriya chitasika associated in the 47 chaitas. 47 chaitas. So these 5 are called spiritual faculties. Because if you have those 5, then you can go to a blissful existence, and also you can attain Nibbana. So later, they will come in later part. I know we will study a little bit details. And the last 3 are called the higher faculties. Higher faculties. They are all wisdom. Number 20, the faculties, I will know the unknown. So actually this is a literal translation. Ninya tinya samitendriya. The faculties, I will know the unknown. So that means, so here is a wisdom in the stream entry path cheda. So when you attain Sotapatti Magga cheda, the wisdom exercise a leader. So wisdom is a leader at the time. The moment you attain Sotapatti Magga cheda, there is wisdom is leading. Wisdom is leading. So for that reason, at that moment, it is called faculties. Wisdom faculties. But of course, actually we give another name. So that is called Ninya Tinya Samitendriya. The faculties of wisdom, I will know the unknown. So actually it's a little bit weird. So everybody translate literally. The faculties, I will know the unknown. So that means, as a Buddha, we do not know anything yet. Only the one who is on the path to stream entries. So that is a Sotapatti Magga. He start to attain, unknown or supramundane spiritual states. For that reason, according to classification, so number 20 is the wisdom in the stream entry path cheda. The moment you attain stream entry path cheda, wisdom exercise control over other mental factors. And number 21, the faculty of final knowledge. The faculty of final knowledge. Indriya. So that is the wisdom in the 3 upper path chedas. 3 upper path chedas and lower 3 fruition chedas. So as you know, we have a 4 path and 4 fruition chedas. So according to this one, so the wisdom in the upper 3 path cheda, because we already taken Sotapatti Magga cheda. So we have to take 3 upper path cheda, 3 upper Magga cheda, and lower 3 phala chedas. Sotapatti phala, Sakadagami, Nagami phala cheda. So the moment you attain those Magga and phala chedas, wisdom exercise, controlling power. Then the last one is the faculty of one who has final knowledge. Indriya. So final knowledge means arahata phalacheda according to Abhidhamma. So actually in many suttas, the Buddha used the word final knowledge or becoming arahant as a inya. So indriya, that means by that time wisdom exercise controlling power over other mental and physical state. That's called faculties. The faculty here means the moment you do something, at that moment there is a leading, controlling mental factor or leading, controlling physical factor. So that is called faculties. So when you are seeing something, eye sensitivity control everything. Without this, everything cannot arise. So when you are attaining Sotapaddi Maggaṅga, by that time the wisdom or amoha exercise control over everything is leading. Because of that wisdom, attain Sotapaddi Maggaṅga. At the moment you become arahant, the wisdom in the Sotapaddi Phalacheda exercise as a controlling power, is leading. For that reason it is called faculties. So we have a 22 faculties. Any question? Okay.
For the 22 faculties, how about people who are blind? That means their faculties will be not as many as the normal, that means the normal person, right?
Yeah, you're right. As a blind person, there will be no eye, cannot get as a eye faculties, the eye faculties. If he is a guy, cannot get femininity faculty as well. If it is a lady, there is no masculinity faculties. But as a normal person, we cannot get higher faculties, 3 higher faculties.
And those 3 higher faculties, actually, are the person can achieve those arahant or those really achieve arahant stage?
The first 20, number 20, the faculties I will know the unknown. So that means the person who is on the path to Sotapanna state. In Abhidhamma, Sotapaddi Maggaṅga. So we have 8 noble persons, right? 8 noble persons. So among them, the first one is the first person. So that means the person who is on the path to Sotapanna state. The second person is the person who is Sotapanna. So Sotapanna means the person who attains Sotapaddi Phalacheda. Maggaṅga Phala, right? Magga means just on the path. Phala means fruition. Yeah, fruition. Then we have another pair, Sakadagami Magga, Sakadagami Phala. 2 noble persons. Then next pair is Anagami Magga and Anagami Phala. So here, the noble person, what we're talking about noble person means, we have to take it as a person who achieve Sotapaddi Magga. The last pair is a Arahata Magga, the one who achieve Arahata Magga, and the one who achieve Arahata Phalacheda. So we have 8 type of individuals. So number 20 is the first individual among the 8. The person who achieve Sotapaddi Maggaṅga. And number 21 is number 2 to number 7. Among the 8 noble persons, number 2 here, number 21. Oh, sorry. Number 21, you see? Number 21 is the noble person, number 2 to number 7. Right? Number 7. And the last one, the faculty of the one who has final knowledge. Final knowledge. That is the last one, Arahant. The moment who attain Arahata Phalacheda, by that time, the wisdom exercise controlling power. Wisdom is a leader at the time. Because of that wisdom, he attained Arahata Phalacheda. So we have to remember. With the 8 noble persons. 8 noble persons, right? Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm trying to frame a question.
Okay.
Sometimes questions, especially when people talk about these things, it's hard to express what to say. Because 2021, 22, we're talking about the wisdom in the higher safe stage.
Yeah, same stage.
Yeah. So then we have to ask questions about that. So basically, we are using different terms to describe the knowledge or the faculty, the wisdom that one has at different stages.
Yeah.
Right. I'm trying now to use this theoretical term. It's a term, really it's just a word.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to relate it to the things that I have learned in the suttas and in Abhidhamma.
Yeah.
Right. So the wisdom here, I suppose, when you go from 20 to 21 to 22, I guess the wisdom comes when you start to drop the factors, correct? So the more factors you drop, the sharper and the closer to the truth.
Yeah.
That phenomena rolls on that you begin to see.
Yeah.
But for us who are not Ariyas, I guess it's the best we can understand it now. Unless we read it, correct? Because it sounds very interesting, right when I first heard it. But then I thought to myself, at the end of the day, it's terms.
Yeah, you're right.
Really
Just terms.
correct.
Just the name. You're right.
Yeah, so what do they really mean? How to even get to those, and then I related it to the 10 factors because we're talking about the same tool. But,
Yeah.
but essentially, the essence, is something that I guess this is as much as we can understand from the theoretical point of view, unless we are. That's the best.
Actually, you're right. Abhidhamma trying to analyze teachings of the Buddha different way. Sometimes the Buddha used the word hetu, root. Sometimes the Buddha used the word jhāna, sometimes magga. So just the term. In the 8 requisites of enlightenment, the requisites of enlightenment. So the Buddha discussed. Actually, not the Buddha. The Buddha didn't give that name. Bodhibhakya. The word Bodhibhakya is given by the. That name is given by commentator, especially Visuddhimagga. But in the 47 requisites of enlightenment, so we have 7 lists, 7 categories. So for those who are learning 47 requisites of enlightenment, they were afraid they have to fulfill all 47. They were afraid. Actually, I very often told my students, you don't need to fulfill all 47. If you fulfill only just category, the first one is 4 foundations of mindfulness. If you practice 4 foundations of mindfulness, you don't need to practice the rest. So in Abhidhamma, so we have 5 spiritual faculties: faith, energy, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom. You don't need to practice 4 foundations of mindfulness. You don't need to practice the rest. Just focus on one. Because different individuals, some people will understand his teachings by using faculties. Some people, they understand his teaching by using power, like this. So, depends on individuals. So, the Buddha used, So, the Buddha used different terms. So, we have to understand like this. Here, we have been learning in previous sessions. So, we talk about unwholesome categories. So, even sometimes the Buddha used the word factors. Sometimes the Buddha used defilements, kilesa. Sometimes the Buddha used hindrances, nivarana. But they all are the same. They all are the same. But in Abhidhamma Sangha, so when we are studying Abhidhamma Sangha, this book, so we have to, classify with the 52 middle factors and 89 chetas. Actually, 28 matters. Actually, it is not 100% correct. If I say like this, I cannot say in Myanmar. Myanmar is very conservative. They really stick to the Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is higher than Suttas, like this. So I cannot say it. But when we learn this one, I think just the terms. We cannot, we cannot use the method. We cannot use 100% of 52 middle factor or 89 cheta, etc. Yeah.
Can you repeat again what you said just now? Different people have different backgrounds or ability. Some people they gain enlightenment with the power method, and then some
Yeah.
Can you repeat important point?
What I mean is the Buddha just used the word play. Word play means suppose when the Buddha is talking to the king, he will use the word power, the power. So when the Buddha is talking to the students, he might use the word hindrances. So these are hindrances for your study, like this. So the Buddha may use a different terms, a suitable terms. So yeah, so they are the same. Sorry? Dependent on individuals. Dependent on, maybe we got origin. Yeah, okay.
So just a question. Now we are learning the compendium of mixed categories.
You're right.
Which is actually quite different from the way we have approached the teachings.
Yeah.
Last time was very, there's a very common streak, meaning that nobody what shall I say?
Nobody for path.
Everything is right.
Yeah.
Samadhi, everything is right. Mujahidi, everything is wrong. So it's very common. So there is commonality.
Yeah.
There's uniformity, so it's a lot easier to understand. But then now we mix it up.
Yeah.
In this
You're
very
right.
last chapter, I wonder what is the reason for mixing it up? Is it to help us to understand even deeper and to play around with all the different ideas and all that? What's the purpose of mixing up,
No. Actually, sometimes actually the way Abhidhamma do is, actually one of the Abhidhamma method is trying to collect all the data as much as we can. Actually in Samdhanikaya we have a indriya sanyoga, faculty sanyoga. So in mainly the Buddha talk about 5 spiritual faculties in that sanyoga, and the Buddha give in some other sutta the Buddha give 5, 6 faculties, just like the eye, ear, nose, tongue, the mind. These are faculties. So Abhidhamma trying to combine all these faculties in one place. So that is one job about Abhidhamma. So actually in that is a main reason that we have 89 chaitas. All type of chaitas are combined. It became 89. If we can enumerate, we can get more than that. It can be more than 89. It can be less than 89. Because what Abhidhamma do. For that reason, when I was I think 50 or 60 years old, I read about 200 years of Buddhism. Actually, in Myanmar, one scholar translated into Burmese language, and also actually not word by word translations. He used all the information from that book, 2,500 years of Buddhism. So in that book, the history of Buddhism is mentioned thoroughly, and also it Burmese writers, and he add another chapter. It's called Abhidhamma from other schools. Actually, by that time, I just studied Theravada Abhidhamma. What I know is only 89 chaitas, only 52 cetasika, and only 28 material phenomena. But when I read that book, chaita became sometimes less, sometimes more. And cetasika also sometimes less, sometimes more. By that time, I became shocked. So then after reading that book, but of course still very young, cannot accept it. So what I think is these 89 are stated by the Buddha. Actually it's not. The Buddha didn't talk about 89. Abhidhamma just combine all these 89. But here we have 22 faculties. 22 faculties. As far as I know, there is no 22 faculties in the suttas. As far as I know, so maybe in somewhere else. Even indriya sanyoga, there's no 22. But of course, here and there, scattering in the suttas. Abhidhamma trying to collect all these faculties and make it into one list, 22. And yeah.
That's why some of the things may not be so neat.
Sorry?
That's why some of the categories may not be so neat, because it's proven from different variants.
Yeah.
It becomes very neat.
Yes.
Actually, I guess it doesn't matter whether it's neat or not neat, so long as you understand.
Yeah.
Whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and you know, because when you understand the context in which it is being taught. And I think that the wisdom and the knowledge can increase. Understanding and context is very important.
Yeah. Actually, it's very important to understand that. I clearly mentioned at the beginning of the class, Abhidhamma is not taught by the Buddha, but collected by later senior monks, just maybe Venerable Buddha like this. even the word Abhidhamma, me in the suttas, so that me a further definition of the Dhamma. Abhi me a further definition. Actually, in Myanmar, we have a very big misunderstanding regarding with the word Abhidhamma. So actually, they always say that as a Dhamma speaker, one of the quality of Dhamma speaker is knowing Abhidhamma or learning Abhidhamma. That is the quality of, we have a 5 quality of Dhamma speakers. So among them, knowing Abhidhamma. So actually, they interpret the word Abhidhamma as a 7 Abhidhamma text. 7 Abhidhamma text or Abhidhamma Pitaka. So actually, when we look at the suttas as well as Vinaya Pitaka, the word Abhidhamma means a further definition of the sutta, Dhamma. Dhamma means the Dhamma taught by the Buddha. The Buddha taught the Dhamma. Later, his scholar means they interpret the Dhamma with their own understanding. That is Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma. I think it's important not to be too rigid regarding with the Abhidhamma. So even among the English-speaking people, so they also, of course, in the academic level, they clearly said that Abhidhamma is not taught by the Buddha. They throw Abhidhamma Pitaka into dustbin. But in my part, actually it is totally wrong to do that. Abhidhamma is a precious legacy or precious literatures for us. I always say that Tibetan monks, so they are able to clarify teachings of the Buddha clearer. The reason is they have a very good Abhidhamma, Abhidhamma Kosa. So they learn Abhidhamma Kosa or they learn Abhidhamma, not just learning. They have to do debate, between two groups. They have to do debate. So in this way, so when they are talking about our mind, they can clarify and they can elucidate clear way. That is because of Abhidhamma. Abhidhamma is not taught by the Buddha, but this is the literatures, a precious and valuable literatures that define the Dhamma. So for that reason, in Vinaya Pitaka, so the Buddha mentioned 5 quality of a teacher. So one quality is to be able to learn or know Abhidhamma and Abhivinaya. Here, Vinaya is Vinaya Pitaka. Abhivinaya means the texts or literatures that define Vinaya. Abhidhamma means Dhamma is the Dhamma taught by the Buddha. Abhidhamma is the literature or the text that define the Dhamma, teachings of the Buddha. The Buddha used 2 terms, Abhidhamma and Abhivinaya. So as you all know that we have only Abhidhamma Pitaka, we don't have Abhivinaya Pitaka. Right? We should have Abhivinaya Pitaka. It became 4 Pitaka. So actually, we have to know it. We have to accept the realities. So for that reason, by understanding in such a way, so we can value, teachings of Abhidhamma Pitaka, Abhidhamma. In my point, Abhidhamma is very important. It clarifies teachings of the Buddha. It's not Abhidhamma is not teachings of the Buddha, but to understand teachings of the Buddha in clear way, we need to learn Abhidhamma. Okay, question? Okay.
When we explain conditions and faculties, the differences and similarity of faculties and conditions.
Sorry, I can't hear. Sorry.
Samuccaya and
Pachaya? Hmm? You mean Patana or Pachaya condition? So we will learn in next chapter. Next chapter we have to learn Pachaya. Yeah. Okay, I think we time is up. Anyone question or discussion? Okay, because this is a very we discuss very important topic today, especially regarding with the Abhidhamma. Okay.
Regarding the Sotapanna, you see there's string and Torah, right?
Yeah.
And then for the Sotapanna, actually is when you reach there, they have 7 life human time, then they can reach Nirvana. Sotapanna.
At most 7 times.
So I want to know if those person or lay people who are in the Sotapanna stage, in one of the lifetime, will those person know about they are in the Sotapanna stage?
Yeah, of course. They will know it. They know it. They know it. Yeah.
Those people will know that they are really in
They will know it. Yeah.
Then they know that it should be another 7 time, then they can reach Nirvana.
I think I'm not sure whether they will know they will live 7 lifetime, but they will know that they are Sotapanna. They know, but I do not know whether they will know how many lives they have to live. So at least at most they are as a Sotapanna only 7 lives, not more than that.
Then how about those Arahant? If those people who are rich Arahant, does it mean that they can still be in the human realm, or actually very fast they need to go? They have to be like their body have to change. Because I heard from another monk told me that normally those people who reach Nirvana, who are the Arahant, it should be very soon. It should be, that means they will be pass away and reach that stage. Is it true?
You mean as a layman, right?
Yeah, that means once they reach Nirvana, or once they already achieve Arahant stage, very soon they have to be, I think it's because of the human body that they reach that stage.
Actually, it's not so. It depends on your lifespan. You know, some people they become arahant, so their lifespan is very short. Then they die. Actually, death, dying and becoming arahant has nothing to do with. But of course, the commentators, here again commentators, they make conclusion by looking at some example in the suttas. It's as a lay person, if someone become arahant, they die very soon. There's 2 options. They will die within 7 days. If they don't want to die within 7 days, they have to become monks and nuns. So that is what the commentator said. But for me, I don't think so. Becoming arahant and death nothing to do with. No, the Buddha is the Buddha. No, we are talking about as a lay person, you know.
He was an arahant, he was a prince and arahant.
I think we will discuss about Sotapanna or arahant at the beginning of this book. Actually, in the 9th chapter, so we have to learn who is Sotapanna, who is arahant. I think we can discuss in detail at the time. Thank you. So let's close our lessons. Yo varatam bhavaro Sakyamuni Bhagavakata Kecho Paragato Bala Vidya Samangi Tam Sukatam Saranatamu Bemi Ragavi Ragamani Jamasokan Dhamma Masangatama Patikulam Madhurami Mambagunam Suvipatan Dhamma Mimam Saranatamu Bemi Yata Chadi Nama Apalamahu Chatusu Sisu Puri Sayugesu Atacha Pogal Dhammadasati Sangami Mansaranatamu Bemi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much.